Hey guys, how's it going? I, Yesterday I was talking about how people look at you, like view you, and all we are is basically we're a reaction to what bothers us, and everyone's got a different perspective on you, and because of what you're doing or what you do, they're gonna look at you. There's gonna be like a you're gonna there's gonna be a reflection of you, and because of what they reflect back, that's how you that's how they perceive you because that's how you act. So so you're basically a reflection of what bothers you. And and humans being how they are, they'll never support the winner. So so your individual actions and thing and like whatever you're doing, that's how people like will look at you, and the better you try to do, or the more different you are, that's when you get the backlash, and that's why you react, and that's why you react how you get treated basically. So that's the reason why I was talking about, like, I'm doing negative. I'm always posting negative. Like, I don't want to post negative stuff. Like, I'm trying to be like, but but what that is because of receiving so much fucking, not just hate, like so much like like receiving negative, like always getting like, oh, this and like judgmental, always receiving judgment, and then it makes us bitter almost, and then we like we try the, we fight bitterness with bitterness. Like, now I'm that guy too. Like, it was never about being. And while in the meantime, everything we were doing was to be the opposite. Like, we didn't want to. Like, I don't want to have to make hate videos that like talk talk about how people react to me. Like, I don't want to do that. So that's what I was trying to get at too yesterday. But yeah, so we're basically a reflection of what bothers us. If something bothers us, it comes from the outside. It's always from someone else. And now we have to look at that person a different way, because now they're judging our character. So now we feel the need to, now who's right or wrong. That's another thing now. Who's right or wrong? But if you know you're doing the right thing all the time, and you're still getting stuff like that, that's just pure hate. Like, they're just hating on you out of jealousy, or they want to be that guy without having to do the work, or they want to be that guy. They want to be you. Like yesterday, I had an example. I was out. We were out. Someone made a comment about me, and then like I didn't even reply. I'm like, it's basically trying to make fun of me or insult me or whatever. Whether he was kidding or not, like, it doesn't really matter. But I know like people's intentions. But I don't. You don't even reply to that. Like, I feel worse. I feel bad for him more than I do for me. So I feel bad for him at the end of the day, because if he's at a lower point than I am, even though he might have more stuff than me, or he's his his self image is lower than mine, because people who have a good self image don't feel the need to go and like lower somebody else down. So, but everybody knows this. I'm not like this is not like anything new, like that people don't know about how people are. Like, it's just our personal experiences are going to be different based on what we projected and how they see us. And the more, yeah, and the more different you are, that's how you're going to be judged by. So you can't, so you got to take all those with a grain of salt. You can't let those affect you. But when you're younger and, obviously you don't know what's right from wrong all the time. And even though you think you're trying to you're always trying to do the right thing, like, and that's the thing too, like the people who do the right thing, that try to do more than the other guy, or always trying to be better than someone else, it's not because he's trying to be better than, it's not so he can rub it in your face. It's so he gets, it's so, he's not, it's so he gets something out of it, like, of whatever he's trying to get. Like, it doesn't mean it has to be, like, monetary, or, like, he's just trying to, he's doing what he's doing everything possible to get what he wants. So now, because he's trying so hard, and now he's got some results, and that's when people are like, oh, this guy is an arrogant, or he's stuff like that. The guy that does the most times get the most hate, because they look happier, because their results showed, and then people get envious. But they get envious, but they don't understand that you put your whole mind and your whole life to attain what you ever wanted to attain. So that's what they don't see, and that's where they don't want to go. Because if they knew, they would, like I said before, they would understand. So that's what it is, really. Like, that's what I think, anyways. On another topic, on a different note, at the end of the day, just keep doing what you're doing, because there's always going to be someone's going to say something. There's no way around it. You just have to look at the people who do say it and be like, he's just crying inside. Most of them they're just crying inside. They're just trying to make themselves feel better, and that's sad for them. But that's what it is, so it's what it is. What it is. Just keep rolling. You just gotta keep rolling. Oh, it's too early. It's too early for a Tate speech or a Ray speech. It's not a Tate speech. I'm not Tate. But we're very similar. But obviously, I don't agree with everything he says or does. That remains to be proven, though. We'll see if he's who they make him out to be. I hope not, because I think he's got some good stuff. He's got a lot of good stuff. Like, if whatever he says is true, he's not a bad guy. I know deep down, because we're pretty similar. Like, we don't do things out of bad intentions. We help so many people, at our own peril, I think, sometimes. Because, like I was saying earlier, we push so hard to make sure that everyone's okay, that it comes back and bites us sometimes. Most of the things I've done that got me in trouble, or whatever, it was because I was trying to do something for someone else. And that was the part where they say like he's overdoing it. We're okay, we don't need you, sorry, thank you for trying to help, but we I, we are far capable of. And it had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with them. It was not a jab at anybody or anyone. But but yeah, so the everything, all the times I've got myself in trouble was because I was trying to help someone else. And then the other people look at it as, well, he's trying to one us up, or he thinks he's better than us, which is ridiculous, because that has nothing to do with it. First of all, I already know I'm better. Kidding. Kidding. No, that's the thing though, like you'll help someone, you'll go out of your way thinking it's not even a big deal either. Like it's not a big deal, like someone asked for this, like, whatever. It's just nothing. It's just, something's in demand. You just sort of request what they're asking. And then you do, and it's seen as a it's seen as a threat, or so basically, yeah, you're helping people. You're trying to help, and they look at it as you're trying to bring them down, or you're trying to. I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense now. I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense. So, at the end of the day, I've done it all to help. That's it. Not for money, not for fucking glory, not for money, not for, just because I'm in the position to. That's the position I'm in. I'm in the position where I can help. That's a big thing too. People, a lot of people are not in the position where they can give up their own time, because they haven't had their they're not organized in their own lives, so they can't go out and help someone just for the sake of helping them. So basically, if I wasn't in the position I'm in, I would have never done that. I would have never been able to do what I've done for someone else, and that might have been better for me at the end of the day. You know how weird that sounds? So because I can't help you, and I'm not in a position to like help anyone, now they're not threatened by they wouldn't have been threatened by me, or we would have never had those interactions as far as like, well, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? I'm like, well, uh, it was asked for, like, nothing personal. So I would have never been in those positions, and they would have just seen me as another guy that. And that's the crazy thing. Like now, not because I was in a position to help, even helping anybody. Like I can drop what I'm doing anytime and just go help someone, whether whether it benefits me or not. I can still do it. And 99.9% of the time, it doesn't. But that's not why we do it. Because the whole point of helping someone is not expect anything in return. That's helping. Because if you're not, then you're just doing business. So, and funny thing is like, that's why, that's why I lose at my peril, at my own peril. So I put myself on the line to help, and it backfires on me. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It would hurt more if I wasn't in the position to. Because it doesn't affect my life whatsoever. Because I already had my life set up before helping someone else. Because if you're not in the position to, you'll never be able to help anyone. Because being selfish, let's say I'm a selfish guy, which I am. Because if you're not selfish, you can't help anybody. Out of I've helped more people out of selfishness than anybody. But because I was so selfish, that's why I was able to help so many people, even though they what do you call that, like, even though I helped them and then they, how do you say that, like, they went against me, let's say, like, they maybe used me, which is okay. I got a perfect example. Like, I'm opening it. I opened the gym uptown. Like, it was a small space. Out of selfishness, that was supposed to be for me and a couple people, because I just wanted a place to go to train myself and whoever was interested. And because I was able to get that, I was able to help someone else get theirs. So because I was selfish enough because I wanted it for myself, someone else benefited by me letting them use my space as well. So they got the benefit and they got to start their own businesses because of my selfishness. So people don't think being selfish is a bad thing. Because a selfish person takes care of himself before he takes care of anybody else. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who can you take care of? Who can you help? Nobody. So it's not a bad thing. If you can't take care of yourself, you're not taking care of anybody else. So that's what I mean, like, because I put myself in a position to better myself, it bettered someone else, and he was able to go off and do whatever he wanted to do, because I gave him that exposure, you know. I set him up. So that's why being selfish is good. I don't mean being selfish like not like keeping all the food or not that type of shit. Like not sharing, or you know, you can't, stuff like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean by selfishness. You have to make sure you're okay before you make anybody else okay. Yeah. Even if that backfires on you too, like, but that's the thing, it never affected me. I can't say